All right, family. All right. What's going on today? What are we at here? What are we at? September the 26th, Friday. Welcome to the weekend, family, right? Welcome to the weekend. That's what we do on the podcast. OGs, the Spotify family, thank you for rocking with your boy, right? We know we have been split between two different things. We're trying to get more notoriety for the podcast out there, right? We're unashamed about it, but at the same time, we don't want all publicity, family. We're talking about we're talking about the right kind of mindset, you know. And we know some people they don't rock with this at all because this not their thing, which is your business, right? But still said, family, welcome in, right? Welcome in us, who are a different view family here. Again, even though I haven't been on, you know, the last episode we did dealing with Mr. Kirk had a lot of views, right? So thank you, family, for your support, right? Like, share, and subscribe this thing. Again, us, a different view family here who believe in, who love after, who hunger, seek, and search for that which is a different view. Family, welcome in. Today's episode is going to be around the movie The Long Walk, right? Which right now, let me just look at it real quick here. I want to say that The Long Walk is at 80 some odd percent. Let me just look it up real quick. 88%. It actually went up from the last time. Me and the missus. Shout out to you, honey, for going with me. I didn't think she was gonna go because, you know, sometimes these movies, man. This was a tearjerker. This was a heartbreaker, family. This is exactly what we know is in the mind of people. So yeah, 88% Rotten Tomatoes, man. We just good mention to David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman, Ben Wang. Again, Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, so many people that made this movie go, family. Stephen King, right? Let's just look at this real quick. I want to be sure that I'm right in saying that. Yeah. It's based on the 1979 novel of the same name by one Mr. Stephen King. Right? Looks like a pen name under his little different moniker he gives himself, which was Richard Bachman. 1979 was the foundation for a movie in 2025. Telling y'all to pay attention, man. Pay attention to the 60s and the 70s. There's something about it. It was the last time that this nation, family, and it's shocking that Mark Hamill was there, but it makes sense. Because Mark Hamill's one of these kinds of dudes who deals in, you know, a lot of stuff going on as far as the nation's concerned. Kind of like anti-type. Every once in a while you'll see Mark Hamill come up on that kind of stuff, right? But Luke Skywalker one time, right? Oh, what a dickbag he was in this movie. Yeah, oh, man. He was that jackass military head official that we know oh so well. See, again, when we talk about the military, if this starts to tick you off and piss you off, listen. It's time for those who do not believe in that mess they do to stand up. I have seen one too many videos now where you're starting to see that. Police officers getting on these cops, you know, using their leeway a little bit too much. Start putting this stuff on video, family. This ain't no dividing amongst the ranks. We talking about we done on this mess. If you gonna serve and protect me, damn it, that ought to be all over your station police house. Come on. Keep that mean boy, mean girl mess somewhere else. We ain't got time for that no more. We have wasted time with that mess. Now I was listening to a video from Rizza Islam, and he was talking about this kind of idea where we're wasting time fighting with each other about what weird type of no, you ain't an OG because it's this, or you like this, or you ain't this, and Lord knows the black community, we can talk about this all day because we do it. We divide ourselves over. But you know, the movie Black Panther, see, family, when we tell you to go watch these movies and listen to this music, art is imitating life. We done said this before. And at the end of it, y'all, it's in the mind. Right? You get to see what's in the mind of a person. The Long Walk, family, this is what it is. Again, so the nation is, this is a spoiler version. Right? The nation is going through war. Okay? Let Snoop play in the background. Bam 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 bam. The nation is going through a war. And they're up in Canada. Shout out Handmaid's Tale one time, right? They're up in Canada. Okay. Canadian border. They need money. Right? The competition, because it's a competition. Let's say it different. The nation made a competition to help raise money for its failing economy because of the war they had. And to inspire patriotism and work ethic. Because they got lazy. That's what they tell you. That's what this is the monologue in this movie. What they did was pick 50 teenage boys from every state. And they have to continue walking. Just walking. Good God help us to understand the thing, family. They could not stop. They could not stop 3 miles an hour. If you fell under 3 miles an hour, you got a warning. 3 warnings, they shot you dead. That's this movie, y'all. See, I'm at the point in my life where I'm done on this kind of cute, you got to give it to me with a little bit of grape syrup, family, where, listen, life is too raw and real today for that mess. Talk about the military, using the military. You know, we know about the Long Walk. We've talked about that over here on this podcast, family, right? Oddly enough, there was a native brother in this thing. Man, I forget dude's name. Let me do this real quick, because we want to give proper respect here to the brother. Oh boy, y'all give me 2 seconds here. I want to say Kali Parker. Oh, y'all know I'll go. Y'all know I will go. Yeah, Kali Parker. Shout out to you, brother. Played by Joshua Ojic. Looks like a Native American character from Sioux Falls. Who might have been Lakota. That's kind of what it is. Let's see. In King's Book, you just look this up online. All I did was who was the native boy in the Long Walk, right? In King's Book, the main native characters are 2 brothers who were part of the Vanguard, but they were removed from the film's adaptation. Okay. Which is good they put that in there, family, because again, the Trail of Tears is a thing, right? Right? Where the government, we're talking the Seminoles. Down in Florida, the U.S. Army walked them into Oklahoma. What you think happened with that? You think they stopped to take a break for the people who were hurting? Legs broken. You see that kind of thing in this movie. You think they gave a damn? Nope. When greed is driving a person, they don't give a damn. All right, we ain't gonna take long of your time today. We're just talking about this movie, man. You see camaraderie. You know, shout out to Fred Hampton and the Rainbow Coalition family. We are missing a thing. They got us fighting on purpose. Because what? We have said this on this podcast way before any events that have happened recently. While they got you fighting. Because this is divide and conquer, family. This is all they know. This is what's giving them success, so they're gonna double down on it. It's gonna take a 2020, since we say we are whatever year we're in, right? It's gonna take a 2025 look. But this is what, if it gave them, listen, we're talking setting the precedent. If it worked back in the 1400s, why wouldn't it work today? Of course it would. People are not educating themselves. Folks should be dancing in the street that Ryan Walters is resigning from being Oklahoma's school superintendent. Dancing in the streets. This man want to sit here, use the Bible, talking about bringing holiness back into the Start loving your dark brown, tan skin tone brother and sister, not in word, in deed. You think marching with a bunch of black folks during 2020 is enough? The question, since we won't bring up the Bible, the question is asked in the Bible: if your brother hurt you, how many times did you forgive him? Because you're walking the path of forgiveness, family. We just talked about this on TikTok, but we're bringing it up now for the OG family, right? If your brother hurt you, how many times you're supposed to forgive him? See, we took that thing wrong. We ain't talking about you giving I'm not giving you an excuse to come hurt me. We're not that dumb. But we're talking about walking a road of life of forgiveness where whenever that mess come up for you to start having that, no, we ain't about no grudges over here. That's why we act so foolish the way we do with these different people groups. We got to give them attitudes and stank faces, and we ain't got to do all that mess. If you knew the power of energy by which you put out, we wouldn't even operate in half this mess, because that stuff comes back to you. Right? When you walk the path of forgiveness, you let that go. You let it go on their end from how they hurt you, and you let it go on your end from how it's hurting you. It's plainly said. Say it again, KJ. You got it. You're letting it go from how they hurt you. You're letting that pain go. And you're letting that same pain go from internally in you on how it's hurting you. This is exactly what happens with every child, good God above, who, as the Bible tells their parents, to not provoke them to wrath. Then when they miss it, aka fall in sin, the child then, there are certain children. Again, we talk in the repairers of the breach, family. Breach is a plural term, not just singular. Where no, we ain't letting you continue to hurt me. No, sir. No, ma'am. You won't hurt me. But I'm letting that mess that you did to me go. That stuff you cannot admit to me still to this day. I let it go from hurting me. But you won't come back up in my life hurting me. No, we won't be doing that. And you can stand up in boldness. Again, this is talking about loving each other from across the street, family. All tied in with talking about the long walk. No, this brother Ryan Walters, bye-bye, sir. The teacher can only come to Oklahoma that's ranked 50th in education unless they have some weird learning from whatever, your Pragma, whatever. No. We've been playing with shout out to the teacher one time. We've been playing around with their ability to educate for the longest, because all of this is supposed to be indoctrination so you be a good worker for massa. Damn it. That's not the case. That is not the case. To give you very little pay in return for you giving them maximum profit, that mess is garbage. Just work a little harder, Timmy. Come on, Jamarcus. Come on, you can do it. Come on, just a little faster. Nope. You manipulate the holy law of labor on this life, on this earth. Manipulate that which is the ability God gave people to get wealth. This is literally what it tells you in the Bible. I have blessed thee. Come on, somebody. So that you might have power to get wealth. the ability to do it by your own two hands. They turned and twisted that holy law to keep them making profit on your profit. So while these brothers, and this is the premise of the long walk. While they're walking this thing, and they got it on camera. Talk about that candid camera. They got you on camera. Those who want to peer in that window like these chief priests trying to look at this woman having adultery, y'all keep on looking, man. You're going to see a good show. You're going to see a good show. And we already know what your response is going to be because it's already shown through history what your response is. Just keep on killing them. Just keep on. That's all they got. Keep regulating, keep segregating. That's what it is. Again, what your Bible tells you, what the Bible says is come out from among them and be separate, saith the Lord. You got to get away from these people. It don't matter if they're your same skin tone. If you're okay shooting up the neighborhood of which I live in, I'm not staying the hell around you. I'll let you know that right now. Nope. If you're okay impregnating these women and using sexual irresponsibility to spread disease and babies all over the place, we coming up away from you. Hey, if you cannot see and recognize my pain that I go through as a dark brown or tan skin tone person on this planet, don't give a damn how they name me. If you cannot respect those people groups, I ain't around you. I bet you that. We can say hello and be cordial and respectful, absolutely, as we should be. Ain't no way in hell doing business with you. No, we ain't, because we know you're gonna stab. We backstabbers. That's what the OJs told us. Did you think they was bugging? That's what all that treaty and all that mess is. This is why the native brothers and sisters can talk the way they do about the so-called white man. They proved it. They proved it. They earned that mess. Unrecognized tribes, how dare you? Anyway, in this movie, as they go along, again, there is camaraderie that's shown. We talking about if you walk that long, family, how long could you walk before you have to go to the bathroom? You can't drop under 3 miles an hour now. There ain't no time for standing still. You look at life today. They got you on go. When you slow down, they say you lazy, don't they? Don't they? Yeah, they do. Of course they do. You slowing down their profits. From what's supposed to profit you. The Bible has tons of verses about, we've gone over them before, what should profit you. All these things we talk about, family, is supposed to lead to our profit, by the way. Smart, the athletic, the not so athletic, everybody walking in this group. Fortunately, they just use boys. If they do a second movie, I'd love to see if they did all girls. I'd love to see that one. And then if they did a third one, I'd like to see if they do both of them. Try to run off the road, they shoot you. Try to attack them, they shoot you. Family, again, we talked about the history of England. And when you look at all these Anglo battles, these Saxony battles and all this mess, these folks are all the way up to the quote-unquote Revolutionary War here in the Americas. All they do, what they rest and rely, other than excessive partying, all they do, we're not saying that other people groups on the planet don't party. Please, we're talking about one group right now that is responsible for this mess. They have put their sick way of living on top of all of this. You do economy the way they want you to do it. You're doing education the way they want you to do it. Hell, we're even doing sex the way they want you to do it. Every one of the people group activities that Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. mentioned. Every, it's just, I ain't said them in a while. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion. Again, we say belief, but again, even in that, they've transposed out belief for religion. We'll leave it alone. Sex, war, again, battle, because we know war is confusion. And Dr. Francis Cress Welsing added on health. Shout out to your sis one time. Right? Dear sister that put down some serious knowledge, man. We're listening to a couple of her lectures right now. This is let's end on this. Right? Let's just end on this, man. Cause y'all go take your family, especially your, we understand you're probably not gonna take the 5-year-old to this, okay? So please, we get it. And take your teenagers, man. This world, this is the time now. Let me see. Do I not have it pulled up? No, I do. I know I did. I know I got it somewhere. Somewhere here. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah. So we looked up the youth, right? The word youth. Okay. And what a powerful thing here. That Carter Godwin Woodson says about the youth family. Because we as older people, unfortunately, where my apologies, because I'm looking at something here. Yeah, page 101. Yeah, this brother was putting down such, man, why this book is not page 101. I want to say the name of the chapter is Understand the Negro. Yeah, chapter 13, Understand the Negro, right on page 101. Watch this. Again, one observes, and so we're just at the top of this thing. We'll skip down to this just to give some context. Again, one observes in some of these catalogs numerous courses in art, but no well-defined course in Negro or African art, which early influenced that of the Greeks. Again, this is a man talking in the 1920s, 1930s. The more things change, we did an episode on TikTok talking about change and tradition. Truly, a statement that has made, family, is that the more things change, the more things stay the same. So by the time people come out their mouth, and we're going to do it by the time New Year's Day rolls around and all this stuff. Wild history there with New Year's Day, but we'll leave that alone. Again, anything, they benefit off your suffering. Speaking to the dark, tan, brown skin tone peoples, they benefit off your suffering. That's how they've made this. Just in case you didn't know. This is why we got to stop killing ourselves in these inner neighborhoods and all this kind of, why inner city neighborhoods? What are we doing? They're morgues. You don't have black owned morgues. They ain't no Latin owned morgues. We in national. Hey, we in national. You got all these Latin gangs running around and all this kind of mess. Hello. This go for Asians, the Yakuza, all of this. Let's cut this mess out, acting foolish like them. Why are we doing that? They don't give a damn about you. They came up into Hong Kong to occupy it. Same trickery and lies, deceit that was going on here in the Americas, they did over in Hong Kong. No matter where, no matter what. Again, do we put it at the feet of everybody? No. This is why we say that if it ain't you, it's time to show it. Right? Because people's lives are on the line at this point. They coming around bodying and taking away people, family. Thinkers are now saying that the early culture, again, we don't have no, where did the thinker go? I know you want good disciples. We know. Where did the teachers go? You can't have good disciples without good teachers. What is they going to be a disciple of? What are they going to be a student of? Because that's all disciples mean. What are they going to be a student of? You ain't teaching them nothing. And we know with education, that thing is meant to not teach you nothing for you. It's to teach you something for them. Thinkers are now saying that the early culture of the Mediterranean was chiefly African. Okay. Most of these colleges do not even direct special attention to tongue twisters, to Negro music. Now, shout out to the video game Spider-Man one time, Spider-Man 2. Miles Morales in the gang, right? Can't wait to see what happens with the rest of the Spider-Verse in the next movie with that. Okay. In that game, they took the time to dedicate a whole thing to Harlem and the history of jazz, family. Jackass music is what they called jazz back in the day. You think that makes sense? It's a music form. It's an art form. But it's one that's wrapped around the Negro. When that happens, you better look out. You better look out, man. Did not direct special attention to Negro music, in which the Negro has made his outstanding contribution in America. And without question, that is true. Why we have not put a patent on our own music, I have a clue. I have a clue. We got these agents up in these things, making these business deals for themselves, using never mind. Eventually it's going to wind up hitting people. Eventually. Unfortunately, it's taking its time. The unreasonable attitude is that because the whites do not have these things in their schools, the Negroes must not have them in theirs. And we can keep denying that all we want to, because the results are still the same. The Catholics and Jews, therefore, are wrong in establishing special schools to teach their principles of religion, and the Germans in America are unwise in having their children taught their mother tongue. Again, if one group can't do it, then nobody can do it. Such has been the education of Negroes. They have been taught the facts of history, but have never learned to think. Their conception is that you go to school to find out what other people have done, and then you go out in life to imitate them. What they have done can be done by others, they contend, and they are right. They are wrong, however, in failing to realize that what others have done, we may not need to do. So we can go out and emulate and look like y'all and dress and act like y'all, bleach our skin to be lighter like y'all, but we don't need to do that, do we? This is separate. Before y'all start getting upset, this is separate from the choice you make to do a thing. We're talking about internally, like in your mind, this is how you must be in order to be valid, which is wrong. Two totally different things. If we are to do identically the same thing from generation to generation, we would not make any progress. This, family, is why I'm saying, could we stop making the youth? See, you're provoking your kids to wrath. And wrath deals with this self-denigration of themselves. No wonder we are seeing our youth shoot up more than we have before. It's no wonder this wave is coming up like this. But I digress. You keep telling people who is who and all this kind of stuff. Again, life already has certain things wrapped into it. You're not making any progress doing this thing like it was done in the 50s, family. That's why this... Be careful, because again, there's a high alert right now when you attach certain things to certain folks. So we're gonna leave. But when people sit here tell you that the black man and woman was better off in the 40s, trying to make it like it should be today, don't make sense when generation to generation changes. Yes, certain things stay similar. When we talking about coming up out of subjugation and control of where you can and can't go. Because, you know, the black man and woman's got nothing but foolishness on the mind. Forget the scientific experiments that we have done and the marvels in this life. You got a movie like Hidden Figures right there letting you know about events that happen in this nation where we put them on. But then again, this is the part and the basis of every time that we start talking and getting excited, right? Because this is what the life of it is that God has put there that we're showing to those who tell us wrong in real time. We served every war, whether forced or chosen to, and we helped you win. To our detriment, but we helped you win. Society would not be where it is without the black man and woman's inventions. I really should say black is up there, but also brown and tan skin tone people. They have brought inventions here. You don't believe me? You start looking it up. If we are to duplicate from century to century the same feats, the world will grow tired of such a monotonous performance. Monotonous performance. Variety is the spice of life, y'all. In this particular respect, Negro education, in quotation marks is how he has it here, is a failure. If you're teaching Negroes to emulate so-called white folks, yeah, that's failure. We ain't out here to be good workers for y'all. This would also go to your own people doing this. What are we doing? And disastrously so, he goes on. This is toward the end of the page here. Because in its present predicament, the race is especially in need of vision. But not only are people destroyed because they reject knowledge and have a lack of it, but also when you have no vision. Because what your Bible says is without a vision, the people perish. And invention to give humanity something new. The world does not want and will never have the heroes and heroines of the past. Every age is different to itself, family. So why, as elders, are we making fun of millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever name they want to put on the different? Why are you making fun? Let's say it different. Why are you making fun of your 20 and 30-year-old? Because you work 90 jobs and they work in one. Why are you making fun of them for that? They ain't lazy. Why the hell would we keep doing the way they had you work up sun up to sundown? Can we say it again? No, I made the choice. They had you work in it. You work in an economy that is built on you working up sun up to sundown. Your great granddaddy did it. This is how they got it. Your great grandmama did it. We done talked about wet nurses for the so-called white woman who couldn't produce milk. This is something you can look up online. They forced the black woman to feed their babies. You had no choice. That was for the slave in the house, by the way. If everybody wanted to talk, they not oppressed. You're not oppressed so much. Again, let's test the spirits. Go talk about and I bet you they correct you right away before you even get 5 minutes of words out your mouth. Go talk to them about the struggle. Get in a good pack of 5 or 6, all of the different skin tones. Just get there. Matter of fact, get a couple of Asians, get around some white folks. Start talking in your own language about the stuff that you're going through while you're there around them. Since they're your brother so much. Get some native folks with that good long hair. Y'all get around each other, dressed in your clothes too. Don't, because see, they dress in theirs. Dress in your clothes and talk about the issues that you go through in your life. See how that works. Because they care about you, right? That's not to mention that if you don't have an argument inside yourselves. See, so we're talking about how this works, why this is the way it is. And people keep believing these folks they're not on your side. Get with the people who are on your side. Because staying around this mess is going to keep you down and keep them up. What this age needs. Oh, yes. That's why these fools come up on these college campuses talking this mess. Let me see if I can find this. because I haven't said it in a while. Let's see if I can find this quote. I'm gonna have to look it up next time, and we will talk about it. Right. We may have to talk about it next time. Because of course, right now, while I'm looking this up, I wonder if they're going to bring it. Yeah, see, they're not dead. And it's funny. People play a game. We gonna come out with a quote here for y'all, family. That the man had to say about certain things about people. We're gonna bring it up next time. We're gonna bring it up next time. Right. This is what we do mean about always looking up everything online, because they play around with it, right? So you got to be sure what you ask, so on and so forth. But that does not mean you can't not learn, because much of this is already online to learn. Anyway, what this age needs, and this is where we're going to end, is an enlightened youth not to undertake the tasks like theirs, but to imbibe the spirit of these great men and answer the present call of duty with equal nobleness of soul. Not only do the needs of generations vary, but the individuals themselves are not duplicates the one of the other, which is why your Bible says, train up a child. We don't, man, see, they say that hindsight's 2020. Our foresight's really bad, man. We already know where this is going, though, because history's told us. Train up your child in the way they should go. You know, see, this is some BS excuses we're using, family. We're talking right now to our elders. This is mess, y'all. They're going through pain and suffering. The similar, same pain. Different for them, but you went through it. You went through that mess in high school. You went through that mess in elementary school, junior school, all of this to college. You went through it. And you wouldn't train your child as the way they will go in life, that what's coming, you ain't going to give them game? You going to teach your kids still as somebody who's superior to someone for your survival? What about theirs? This is how you know greed's on the mind. That's how you know. Not only do the needs, and this is where we're going to end, not only do the needs of the generations vary, but the individuals themselves are not duplicates one of the other. And being different in this respect, their only hope to function efficiently in society is to know themselves. Again, the way the phrase goes, family, is know thyself. The good God above, see, as a Christian, you can echo this all day long. The good God above made you as you. This is this pseudo mess that men and women keep doing, where they put the woman in a subjugated state. No, God made that woman herself. Hey, yeah. Right? And as herself, she is expressive as herself, and we ought to team up with it if you're going to be close to her, or leave her the hell alone. The same thing with the youth. That's how you know greed is on the mind. That's how you know that woman is part of a slave class. Their only hope to function efficiently in society is to know themselves and the generation which they are to serve. That's where we're going to stop. The long walk. You take your family to go, take your family and take, you know, if you're old enough to start watching shootings and executions and all the stuff that we watching on TV, take them to go see this movie, because that is what you're going to watch in real time. A game where we are all forced to walk, and if we don't, we will die. That's what I got for y'all today, family, right? Be encouraged to look out for each other. This is how this works. And when we don't, we open up the door for them to do serious damage to ourselves, and that's a call to all humanity, right? Thank you, family, for walking this road with me today. And as always, and until next time, look to find the beauty in a different view.